I have sold, I have given all my stuff away to move out in the big wide world. 2 months ago, I hopped on a plane. I got my ass out of Denmark. Right now, I'm in Miami. I wanted to do the whole digital nomad life, living from anywhere in the world, basically. While I know that it's only been 2 months, I feel like I've learned already so many things that I wanted to share, because obviously it's a huge life decision and something that you can never return from. Well, physically, yeah, but emotionally and mentally, like, you can never really not know these things again. And yeah, like, while it's all been great and I've loved it, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. So I wanted to give you kind of a more real perspective of what it's like moving out of your home country. If you're thinking about moving out of your home country, they can be really good to know and like what to actually expect. So without further ado, let's jump right into these 3 things that I want you to know if you're thinking about moving out of your home country or if you just want to travel for a long time. The first one is expectations versus reality. This is a huge one because obviously while I was back in Denmark, I had so much excitement within myself. I would just go every single day and just imagine, like, just completely visualize my life here in Miami. I would be like, oh, I could go to the beach every day, palm trees, big buildings. I was just so high on life of mentally already living here. This continued like until I was physically here. Like, I remember on the plane, like, crying so many happy tears because now the decision was finally becoming a reality. But here's the thing about expectations and reality. Your expectations are often way higher than your reality is. Your joy of soon reaching that goal builds up. When you then reach the goal, when you then experience the goal, it can often be kind of a bummer because you realize, okay, now I'm here. This is great. This is what I've been imagining for so long. But now what? A Danish philosopher called Søren Kierkegaard, back then, he would buy theater tickets and become really excited about going and seeing the show. And then right before the show, he would give the tickets away because he knew that his expectations were way higher than he knew that his joy would be actually watching the show. When I heard that the first time, I was like, the fuck? Like, he spends money on tickets to a show he's not even going to watch. But then arriving here, it made so much sense for me. Not that I would ever give away my plane ticket to go to freaking Miami, ever. But it just made so much sense to me because here's the thing. The first couple of days, the first week, I felt so much gratitude for being here. But life becomes life so freaking quickly. I learned this the very hard way when I'd been traveling through South America. I signed up to be a volunteer at a dog shelter. Arriving at this dog shelter, I almost cried because I was basically living in mud. There was flies all over the kitchen. It wasn't very clean. You know, you have 25 freaking dogs just running around everywhere. I almost cried. I talked to the other volunteers and they were all settled in. They were super nice. They were used to the living situation. And I kid you not, the very next day, I felt so different. It took me 2 days to get used to that new living situation because you just need specific routines. Life becomes life so quickly. The same goes for here. When 2 weeks has passed, you don't notice the beach the same way. You don't notice the high buildings the same way as you did on the first day, where you were all over the moon for seeing something new. And maybe we could even call it the wow effect. You know, we're losing the wow effect over time. And with the wow effect, we're losing our sense of gratitude for what we have accomplished and where we are in life. And it's this wow effect that we need to cling on to a little bit when we reach our goal. And not to say that you shouldn't aim for a higher goal, because you should. This goal is reached, yes, dwell in it, feel it. But then when you're kind of done with that, set a new goal. Then what? But still be so grateful that you accomplished that. You accomplished the first goal. Now what's the next? What is the next wow effect? The second thing I wanted to touch on is meeting new people and making new relationships and making friends. It's hard. it's very, very hard, especially when you're a completely newbie in a new country. You don't know anyone. How are you going to meet people, right? How are you going to meet people? And obviously cultures are very different. So for me, I'm in the States. Compared to Denmark, I feel people are really warm here. It's so easy here to talk to strangers. I know Americans love that shit. As Danes, not that much. We are very like reserved people. We don't talk to people we don't know. Like, I haven't approached people because I'm a Dane, you know? That's kind of my excuse. But when people have approached me, I love that shit. Like, approach me. Say hi to me on the street, like ask me how I'm doing. This is what I love about America. But when I think about where I have met a lot of my friends, it's back from school, it's from my work. So it's weird not having these things to cling on to here, because obviously I don't go to school here, I work remotely. So basically I could isolate myself in my Airbnb and just never come out of here. Finding friends and creating new relations is a lot on you. Like, I can't expect someone to just knock on the door and be like, I want to be your friend. That would be kind of creepy. So it all really comes down to your own effort. And, you know, effort can look very different. You know, America approaches people. I don't do that. So I've been very subtle with the way I've met people, like signed up for some classes. And then if you have followed me for a while, you know that I'm very privileged to have some family here that I appreciate very, very much. But obviously family is not the same as friends. So gotta make some friends. And I will say 2 months is not a long time to make those friends. It takes a while. So I'm just here to kind of line your expectations. Again, expectations versus reality, right? I was coming here thinking that I would make so many new friends and I would build like a whole circle of friends, but honey, is not how it works. Especially not if you're a Dane and an introvert. Like, it just takes a while. And I've accepted that. And this all comes down to the very last and third most importantly thing I want to say is that things take time. Things take their natural time. And that's okay. It should take a while, because if everything was happening super quickly, you would be overwhelmed. You would be like, I need a break. So it's okay taking it at your own pace. And while it's super easy to accept logically, intellectually, that things take time, we all know that, but there's a difference from accepting it logically to accepting it on an emotional level. When you're sitting alone on a Saturday night, it can be very freaking hard accepting that things take their time. Not being out with people, not knowing anyone you can hang out with is very hard, and you can get impatient, you can get sad, you can get frustrated. The only thing we can do really is to take responsibility for our own part. Search for the things you want, chase the things you want, and then make sure that your actions are aligned with what you want. Please let me know in the comments down below if you have moved out of your home country, or if you're thinking about moving out of your home country, and then which one of these tips you found most helpful. I'll either see you in one of these videos from my moving out playlist, or I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.